Hello, I am Mani Malarvannan. In this video, we will look into the battle for blockchain dominance, Solana versus Ethereum. So these two are the most popular blockchains now, and there are a lot of activities going on. We will understand the origin of both Solana and Ethereum, and also we can see where they are now and how they are progressing in the blockchain world. So, introduction to Ethereum and Solana. So, Ethereum was started first many years back, and then the Solana is started after that. So, obviously, Ethereum has a lot more users using it, and there are a lot more daily transaction happening in Ethereum. But Solana is catching up, and there are more users are coming. Their growth is also increasing day by day, and there are a lot of interesting activities are happening in Solana also. So we'll try to understand the origin of Ethereum and origin of Solana and what are all the decentralized application that was developed that goes with both Ethereum and Solana. And we will see where they are today and where they will be in the short term and also in the long term basis. So historical context of Ethereum. Ethereum was launched by 2015 by Vitalik and his team. They co-founded. So after the origin of Bitcoin. The Bitcoin, as you all know, it's a store value. You cannot use this in a day-to-day transaction as a utility. And then the Ethereum was started in 2015 as a utility blockchain. Utility, what I mean was you can use Ethereum to do transaction, and they created a smart contract application. Basically, if you have an application, you can run it in Ethereum blockchain. So they created that concept. If you have an application, you can either run it locally on your computer or on the cloud or on any platform. The problem with that is that if your local hardware fails, then nobody can access it. And if you are deploying it on a cloud, the cloud may decided not to host your application anymore. But that's not the case in Ethereum blockchain. Since it is a decentralized platform and there are multiple nodes are available, your application will be available once it deployed. And using that, you can do various activities. And that is the first concept that Ethereum created in the 2015, and they popularized it. And then they also created the concept of NFTs, non-fungible tokens, and that popularized Ethereum popularized those during the 2015 and beyond. Historical context of Solana. Solana was founded by Anatoly on 2017. The main difference between the Solana versus Ethereum is that how they identify and measure the proof of work. So they have a concept called the proof of history, and I'm not going to discuss about that technology. If you are interested, let me know. I can create a new video for proof of history. But for now, the main difference is that the how the transactions are all authenticated in Ethereum versus Solana is different. In Solana, it is a proof of history. In Ethereum, it is a proof of stake. So the main purpose for the proof of history is the Solana focused on high performance and the lower the transaction cost. See, one of the main complaints about the Ethereum is the transaction speed and also the transaction cost. So they reduced the transaction cost in Solana and increased the transaction speed over a period of time, but still it's not comparable to Solana. Again, I'm just going through the high level overview of Ethereum blockchain and Solana blockchain. And if you need the in-depth technical details of those differences, let me know. I can post a separate video. But this video is mostly focused on the high level differences between Solana and Ethereum blockchain. Ethereum's key milestones, 2015 it started, and then in the 2017 they introduced the concept of tokens, the ERC20. Token is something similar to you have an entity that you can use it to purchase or to do anything. For example, if you are a frequent traveler in airlines, then you get a frequent flyer mile. That frequent flyer mile is just a number, and using that, if you have more mileage accumulated on your frequent flyer account, then you can get free upgrades, or you can get free, uh, you can travel freely from place to place. So that's a similar concept is there in the tokens. If you have a token, say for a music website, using that, you can listen music freely. So that's the concept they created in the 2017 with the introduction of ERC20 standard. And again, there are a lot of technical details involved. What exactly is ERC20 and how to implement, and we are not going to discuss about that. For now, just assume that ERC20 is a token system they created. Using that, anyone can create a token system within Ethereum blockchain. So they created that concept and they popularized with that. And then after that, the NFTs are getting popular nowadays. More and more people are creating new NFTs, and that's being sold in multiple marketplaces, and you can purchase it and you can hold it. So in 2020 and 2022, between that time, the Ethereum transitioned from proof of work to proof of stake. The proof of work is basically they have a puzzle, the blockers, the blockchain miners needs to solve it so that they can create a block. But that creates a lot of issues in the Ethereum blockchain because it takes more time for the blockers to create a block. And because of that, the transaction time increased. And since the transaction time is increased, the transaction cost also increased. So they changed from proof of work to proof of stake in 2022. And after that change, the transaction cost reduced, but the transaction time also reduced. And also during the congestion time, the still the transaction cost goes up. See, basically, for example, if there is a less activity on the Ethereum blockchain, then you can pay less money for the transaction, and your transaction will be completed in much faster pace. In case of heavy activity, there are more and more people are using that, they are creating more and more transactions. Then your transaction cost goes up and also the transaction time goes up. So it is still a problem in Ethereum, and they are working to come up with various solutions. And they also implemented a layer two solutions. In the layer two solution is instead of sending each and every transaction to Ethereum, they'll create a separate second layer, and then they accumulate all the transactions in the second layer, and then they'll do a one full commit to the main net in the Ethereum blockchain so that all your transactions are bundled in one transaction and then saved in the Ethereum blockchain. That reduces the transaction fee, and also that reduces the transaction time. But still, there are complaints that the Ethereum is comparably more transaction, takes more transaction to complete, and also it costs more per transaction. So Solana's key milestones. It's a launch. The Solana was launched in the mainnet on March 2020. The main selling point for Solana is the transaction throughput. It can able to complete 4,000 transactions per second. So that is comparably higher to Ethereum. The Ethereum, the mainnet can you can able to complete maybe 15 to 30 transactions, but in Solana, it is 4,000 transactions per second. It can go way high with various parallel processing and parallel techniques. And also, Solana developed a client called Fire Dancer. Using that, you can send the transaction. So there are multiple ways you can use Solana to send the transaction so that if one goes down, you can still use the different client to send the transactions. And also, the Solana created the cross-chain bridges, which is similar to layer two in Ethereum. Say, for example, if we have tokens in a different blockchain, say Ethereum, and if you want to send that tokens to Solana, you can use the cross chain. Uh, there is a cross chain called wormhole. You can use that wormhole to send the tokens to Solana blockchain. So, see, all these blockchains are different. And if you are familiar with databases, there is Oracle database, there is a Sybase database, and you cannot transfer. It's a data is data in Sybase or a Postgres database. But if you want to transfer and if it doesn't follow the Oracle syntax and semantics, you cannot store it. So there is a adapters are created which will convert the data from Postgres and then save it in Oracle database. So something similar to that in Ethereum blockchain. If you have a tokens, you can send it to Solana, and vice versa. If you have tokens in Solana, you can use the wormhole to send to Ethereum blockchain for activities. So those are all created based on the cross-chain bridges that are created by the Solana ecosystem. The technical comparison, let's go through the technical comparison between Solana and Ethereum blockchains. The consensus mechanism that we discussed, the Ethereum is the proof of stake. So basically, again, I'm not going to go through the details of proof of stake, but you can just remember that how the Ethereum completes the transaction and stores it in blockchain is through the proof of stake. And the Solana use the combination of proof of history and proof of stake. So it has both the concept of proof of history and proof of stake. The transaction speed, Ethereum approximately 15 to 30 transactions per second, but Solana goes to 4,000 transactions per second, and then it can speed up to 65,000 transactions per second. And because of that, Solana is getting a lot more popular because there are more and more activities are happening because your transaction time is way, way, way less compared to uh, Ethereum blockchain. In the transaction fees aspect, Ethereum has higher fees. Again, it varies. As I said earlier, in case of congestion time, your transaction cost goes up. In case of lower congestion, your transaction cost comes down. But Solana consistently tries to be as low as possible, zero point zero 0.02 US cents per transaction. It is very less, and they try to keep it zero point zero 0.02. So because of the transaction time and then the total number of transaction that's happening, transaction cost, so Solana is getting popular and more activities are happening in Solana, and they are also growing in the network activities compared to Ethereum. And still, Ethereum is the market leader because they started early. They have a huge ecosystem. There are a lot of committed developers for Ethereum, but Solana is also going fast and trying to catch up. So the ecosystem and adoption. Ethereum has a vast array of decentralized application. There are thousands of decentralized application created. That's a gaming application, music application, web application, you name it. So all those are all exist. And then they use the various decentralized application protocols for that. And also there are a lot of financial tokens are created that are all in the Ethereum blockchain. And NFT, they created the concept of non-fungible token. And then they are getting popular. There are various companies and marketplaces are creating using Ethereum as their backend blockchain to create tokens, NFT tokens, and they are selling it to public. And it has a large developer community. There are more people are using it. There are various tools are all getting created on a daily basis for Ethereum to use it. Solana, as I said earlier, it's a rapidly growing ecosystem with focus on the speed and cost efficiency. So the total number of transactions and the total number of uh, transactions per cost is less in Solana compared to Ethereum. And because of that, it is attracting more and more developers coming into their system. And they are also creating NFTs and gamings around Solana ecosystem. Market capitalization and user base. Ethereum, since it started early, it has a higher market capitalization, and also there are more developers using it, and significant number of active users are using the Ethereum ecosystem. And also there are a lot of layer 2 blockchains are all created where they are trying to combine all the transactions, and so that the transaction cost will be reduced if whoever is using Ethereum blockchain. So that's the main difference in the Ethereum. As I said earlier, the cost is more, and the layer 2 solutions are all available to reduce the transaction cost. The Solana, it's a growing market capitalization. The day by day, the number of transactions are growing. Number of users getting into Solana blockchain is also growing. And also there is a notable daily activity demand that's also growing in the Solana blockchain. So the challenges and criticisms, Ethereum, the scalability issue, the main issue for Ethereum is the scalability. Scalability, what I mean is that the total number of transactions it can accommodate per second, that is low, and also higher gas fees. So those two are the main complaints in the in the Ethereum side. In the Solana, since it is new, there is occasional network outages that affects the reliability. There was a couple of times. It didn't happen recently, but one in 2022 and another one is 2024, I believe. There was a 14-hour outage. Nobody can use Solana systems, but they are working on fixing those and they are getting improving. But eventually, that is the main criticism we talk about in the Solana. And also one of the other important aspect in the blockchain world is the decentralization. See, the main difference between the Web 2 and Web 3, I have presented in various videos in this channel. Please go and listen to those. What is the difference between Web 2 and Web 3? Web 2 is the centralized world. For example, if we are using Facebook or if we are using Google, one company controls your data. Whatever the data, if you are using Gmail or if you are using Meta's platforms, Facebook, then that Meta company holds all your data, your user ID, password, your clicking habits, and everything. If you are not interested, you can tell to delete it. You don't know what they are doing it. And also, if you want to take that data and go to a different platform, you can't do it. Say if you have 1,000 subscribers in Facebook, then you cannot close the account, take the 1,000 subscribers, go to a different platform and start using it because it's all logged in Web 2 in one company. And in Web 3, that is different. Imagine if the Facebook is running in Web 3 in say in a blockchain, say Ethereum blockchain or Solana blockchain, nobody can control it. Based on the smart contract application, you own your subscribers and you own your likes and you own your comment and everything. As a user, you control. If you like it, you can still stay with the Facebook. If you don't like it, you can go to a different platform. So the concept of social media is different in the Web3 world. And the same way, if you are using Gmail, the Gmail, your user data and everything, Google controls it. But in Web3 world, since it is in the decentralized application, no single company controls your data. Your data is spread across in the blockchain, and the blockchain is running in multiple different computers, and nobody can close it, nobody can remove the data. As long as you own it, you can use the data. So that technology that we can able to achieve the decentralization based on how many different network users are using it and how many people are running the blockchain application. In case of Ethereum, since it is started earlier, there are a lot more users are running the blockchain. Minters are running the Ethereum blockchain and creating blocks and committing the transaction that is happening in Ethereum. But in case of Solana, since it is new, there is a complaint that it is more centralized. Only few users are using multiple nodes of Solana and controlling it. And Solana team is working hard to remove it, and they truly want to distribute it and make it as a decentralized platform. Since it is new, it takes time for them to create more nodes that can run independently the Solana application. So that's the main criticism they talk in for Solana. The future outlook for Ethereum. So there is a continued development on the layer 2 scaling solutions. As I said earlier, transaction time, transaction cost are main issues with Ethereum. They are working hard to create various solutions to fix that. And the layer 2 is one of their solution where they can bundle all the transactions and then send it to the main layer 1 Ethereum for that transaction commit, so that your overall transaction cost will be less. And the focus on improving the scalability and the reducing transaction cost, that is the main thing, the reducing the transaction cost. And also potentially increasing the transaction speed. See, if you are using layer 2 transaction, I think you should be able to commit the transaction much faster pace than using the Ethereum mainnet. So they are working on the solutions. There are various layer 2 solutions already exist where you can able to commit the transaction in much faster pace. Future outlook for Solana. We talked about the fire dancer, a client you can use it to send the transaction. So they are working on to enhance the performance of that. And then they are also working on the expansion into mobile and retail sector. Since Solana is new compared to Ethereum, there are still they need to grow to adapt in the retail, creating more NFTs, creating more gaming platforms on Solana. They are working hard to expand their network for various use cases. So that's all they are working on one. And also they want to attract more developers using coming into Solana to build applications. See, if you have a platform, you need to have applications so that more users will use it. More users are using, then there will be more transaction happens. Then the network grows, the community grows around the Ethereum blockchain, Ethereum or Solana blockchain. So Solana is doing and Ethereum is also doing. We have to wait and see who is going to be the ultimate winner. Since right now, since Ethereum is started early, so they have the much bigger developer base and much bigger ecosystem compared to Solana. So both Ethereum and Solana plays a critical role in the blockchain ecosystem. So they both have committed developers working and improving their network, and day by day, more and more networks are coming. Both groups are working to create a platform so that people can use that platform, use their blockchain to create more transactions with less transaction cost. So the choice ultimately comes to the developers. Which one is going to succeed? Both are going to succeed, in my opinion. But which one is going to overtake? That I don't know. So we have to wait and see. And also, this video is not for any financial advice or anything like that. So I'm not a financial advisor. This is purely educational purpose. And if you need to invest or if you need to do any development, please do your own research and talk to your financial analyst before you make any financial decisions. So that's all I want to talk about in this video. And please help us to subscribe this YouTube channel to grow our subscription base. And if you have any questions or comments, please let us know. We'll be happy to help. This channel is mainly to talk about analytical products, so that we do have a Web 2 and Web 3 analytic. And right now, we are doing analytics from getting data from the Ethereum blockchain. We are working on to integrate Solana also. And if you need more information about our analytical products, what exactly the different products we have, you can go to this YouTube channel and search and identify, and or go to our website analytic.com. to find more informations. And you can use our product right away by going to dpa.analyticket.com and start using right away. Thank you. Appreciate your time. Bye.